Hey, this is Dr. V. I am the Brilliant Life Strategist, and in this video, we talk about a transparent moment of an office tour and office desk. It is not what you think, so be sure to go watch my YouTube channel and see the full video. Can't wait to see you on the other side. Bye. This is a live view of my office, and we are here for Vlogmas, and this is what's on my desk and my office tour. So here's the thing, transparent moment. If you've been watching any of my other videos or my stories or some of my posts on my other pages, you would know that I've been in this transition. Now I am a full-time, I call myself digital infopreneur and things like that. And I'll talk more about that as I go through this. But this is what most people see when they see me do my videos. Nice background, but it's from Amazon. And we know that 2020 and part of 2021 brought more people into our homes. So it used to be like, we can have a blank space on the wall, but then we got a little fancy and we didn't want to show people all of our business. So we wanted to look, as professional and as clean as possible. And then some of us like me, who really wasn't into having like the office space for filming or anything like that, I didn't have anything to put up to make this look real. One was because I had an office at my previous institution, and I would do a lot of things in that office, or I didn't feel the need to have this background because I would do a blank wall, and I thought that was, good enough. But as I started to realize I really want to get my voice and message out through more video versus posting, I was like, you know what, V, you might want to do something better with your background. So I love this background, got it from Amazon. But we're going to take a real tour, and I'm going to just show you some real behind the scenes of what my office actually looks like. And remember, I wasn't into trying to have this real office because one, I already said I was doing my own, I had my own office at my institution. And then two, I work all over my house, but I do have a dedicated space for my office, and I will do a lot of my filming in this place, and then I store all of my content, books, and I do a lot of content planning in here, but sometimes I just want to change a pace. But now that reality has hit that this is the place, I do want my real life to look like this. But some people may not show you this, but I am going to show you. So I have like all of these books here, and I have two books shelves. This is a lot of you'll see this book stand. I had that book stand first. I was trying to have like some nice things there, but as I had to transition out of my actual office, I had to find places where I had to find a place for things. So these are a lot of my personal books, my motivational books, my self-help books, and things like that. Maybe one day I'll go through all of them. And then you'll see like there are a lot of just randomness here. Yes, my Ivy boxes, they've been great for storage. And this right here, I'm a consultant with a STEM company, and we're into robots. So I have my robots here that you all typically don't see. And then I have some of my e-commerce products that I try to grab. I don't know if you can see them, but some of my e-commerce products that I talk about for my health and wellness. And then I have this empty space, like a little catch-all space. And then more books. Now these books are most of my mathematics books, my leadership books, my books when I was doing work with diversity, equity, inclusion, a lot of my binders over there are binders like from my coaching programs and things that I've been in. And then these are my personal binders. Some of them were my dissertations. Some of them were the courses that I taught when I was at the institution and things like that. And then you have this blank wall again, and that is my easel. When I do coaching and consulting or workshops, I have that set up behind me on that decorative wall. So people can see when we're mapping out things, and then I show them my little strategies and things. I may talk about that thing right there during a tech video that's coming up for Vlogmas, but that's a little tech tool that I use. That's a box of my books. And then my folder fell down and it's talking about ways to be a mathematician. And I was trying to get away from being a mathematician, but I was like looking at what I do in my everyday work. And even in this transition, I use some of those same skills. And now I'm bringing in more of engineering design into real life. And that's what this whole thing about me making this transition and embracing brilliance is about. I have some whiteboards. Here's my window, how I have good light sometimes, but I do have lighting. So this is what's in front of me. This light, I mean, it looks small, but it's actually powerful. And then you would think that I'm real fancy with my setup, but I don't. I film from my computer, not really a camera, but I'm on my phone now. And then I have notepads and then my microphone. I really don't know where my microphone is that I pin on me, but I use that and I feel like I'm doing podcasts. Excuse me. I do typically have my book here because I do get content from my own book, so that's not really a setup, that's real. And then I have like some notepads and sticky notes because although I do have this planner, I'm changing from this one. I did love this. It's the Full Focus Planner. I have places where I write things down, but I'm a sticky note person, and I realize that, but I'm trying to get away from that and have my notes and things in one general space. I bought this. Real time here, people. I bought this big book. Come on. I bought this, and I know it says sketch, but I got this as a catch-all for all of my thoughts and things like that. I have one that I'm currently using, and it's been working great. And then, but this is my setup. So sometimes I'll have my tablet here or my phone if I need some notes. And then I have this gadget that I got in 2020 where I put my laptop. Sometimes I have two laptops. And I'll put one here. So this works well when I am working with clients. I can see them on Zoom, and then I have my other laptop here. And then sometimes if I want to stream something, so I got a little setup going on. And I've been watching other videos, and I was like, you need to step this up a little bit. Now this is a little, it looks like a lot of junk, but I'm going to tell you the story behind this. I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't know if I was going to actually show this, but this is 5 years of my office when I was at the university. Some stuff is on the other bookshelf as well, and some stuff are hidden in those boxes and tubs and things like that. This is where a lot of time was spent when I was at the university. It's still not, I really don't know what to do with it yet. Part of me is like, you need to let it go. You've transitioned, you're moving on. But it's another part of me is like, oh my gosh, this has been my life for the last 5 years, and now I don't have that anymore. So, a little mindset work that I need to do for myself. But I wanted to put that out there as a transparent moment because, okay, let me turn the camera around and get. All right, hi, amazing people. I hope you enjoyed my office tour and what I was saying about it being a reality. This is a real thing. I did not make anything pretty. The only thing I did was probably put some papers together in a pile, but this is my real office desk and tour. And what I was saying about being in transition, sometimes it is a mental block. It is a mental thing. And those of us who are high achievers, professionals, been traditionally educatedly trained, when it's time for us to take a new seat or a new position or transition, sometimes we get stuck and holding on to the old or the past because that is something that we've known pretty much all of our lives or all of our early adult to now. And that's all that we've known how to do. That's what we've been trained to do. That's what people expect us to do. And a lot of us get this feeling, and I'm going to say a lot of us do, we get this feeling or this inkling like there could be more. And the moment we tap into that, and I say God, you can say higher power or source, whatever you choose. But the moment we tap into that, God has already been telling us, nudging us, hey, you did great over here. Now it's time for you to do this. And then when we come into alignment of, okay, I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Let me go ahead and make that transition. Sometimes we think that we're supposed to be able to do one thing and still hold on to the other thing. So while I was still consulting and doing things like that, I still did some coaching as well, but I was still a full-time professor. I was like, okay, I can do both of these. But God said, He said, I need your focus to be elsewhere. And it has been months of me not really realizing that you need to make this full transition. This is not the summer hiatus, because the separation happened in May when I had to go get all of my things. Sometimes we think it's a hiatus. I was like, okay, I had this summer, almost like when I was back in K-12 teaching. All right, let me go break down my room. And then when fall comes back, I'll put everything back, or let me leave everything in boxes. So when it's time to go back, I can unpack everything. As a college professor, especially when you're full-time or on tenure track, your office is your office. Like, that is your second home. And there are professors whom I work with, they've been in the same office 10, 15, no kidding, 20 something years. And you can see the things that accumulated in their office. And maybe if I find them, if I didn't erase them, I will put the clips of the office space and where I was before. All right, it's a wrap. We are done. This is how I looked when I came in, except for that. These are student projects. They never get, they can throw all that stuff away. Grandma said to hell with it. So, all right, bye, Stetson. End of an era. Okay, so I know Grandma said to hell with stuff, but I feel better getting most of it out. Say bye to Stetson, Grandma. Bye, Stetson. But anyway, so I'm looking at that pile over there I showed you. I'm looking at that pile like, okay, this is just temporary. Now, mind you, I asked God, like, jump ship 2021. I didn't know what that was. So be careful what you ask for. And I keep looking at this pile like, okay, I'm gonna do something with it. I'm gonna do something with it. And I'm playing like double dutch. Like, okay, people are still asking me about things about mathematics. I'm like, I denounce everything math related. And then I got this opportunity to be a STEM consultant. And in the area of my specialty is mathematics. But if you're not familiar with it, it's science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And I was like, okay, God, I don't want to revert to what I was doing. Don't get me wrong, I love mathematics. I love the subject matter. I love the ins and outs of it. I love how it makes you think. I love it as a science. I love it as an art. I also love the applications of STEM education and looking at it from an engineering design. But what I've spent the last few years doing was seeing how that works in the real world, seeing how that looks as like personal growth and personal development, like a systematic approach. And I got real deep into it because I spent years researching, and then I was like, how does this apply to real life? And then once I started looking into the coaching space, the life strategist space, that's why I call myself the Brilliant Life Strategist, because when I finally settled on that, coming up and seeing how to make plans and formulas and execute and critically think and see the bigger picture, but still trying things over and over, that's really a full engineering design process, right? So anyway, I was like, I don't want to go back to teaching formulas and teaching people how to learn mathematics and then teaching people how to teach mathematics. If I do this, I want it to be more of, let me show you what you need to look for to make sure your people are doing this correctly, right? So I'm still knowing that's what I want to do, but that's a scary thing to, everyone knows me as, oh, she's the one that's good at math. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to just be known for that. So it's like, I've been doing all these other things, but I haven't fully let that go, but I haven't fully embraced. So my office tells the true story about what's happening in my mind. And that's how I'm able to help people see, that's how I'm able to help people see what they need to do, because I don't want to say I'm in the middle of it, but I can see things clearer for other people. And for me, mine has just been letting go of this physical space. In my mind, I feel free. In my mind, I'm like, look, this is what I want to do. If I do consulting, it'd be STEM leadership consulting and working with the leaders and the decision makers and helping them to see STEM as bigger than just this narrow focused content. That's what I'll do for that. And then the broader thing is helping professionals who are in transition, finding a different path, whether they stick with something similar to their degrees, positions, or titles, or do something totally different, create a plan for them and help them execute and hold them accountable. But then it's like, okay, get your physical space together, because I just realized this is why I'm glad I did this live, is in my mind, I've been free, but I need to make my full environment free. And I talk about the 9 environments, 5 areas of life, or even the 12 areas of your life, depending on how deep you want to go. And your physical space is always part of them. We have to make our physical spaces what is in our minds. It has to come out of our heads and into our physical environment. In my office where I worked as a professor, it was very professor-like. It was, and, all the things, like I said, all those books I showed you, they were all in my office, and that's the place where I felt like I was the authority and things like that. But then in my home space, I wanted to make this transition, but that's still reminding me of the old stuff. So I have to transition that, and I will be doing that for 2022. First, I did my bedroom, and then next will be my office space. So I can not only have this back here, it'll look like a real, a real background. But as I wrap this up, I do want to highlight the things that I've said to put a bow on this. Make sure that you are open to the fact that it may be time for you to transition. And that means maybe to another position, that means maybe to another area of career, or it could be for you to fully step out and do your own thing. I'm a big fan of being a parallelpreneur. I think that those are my people, parallelpreneurs, where you still have your full career and you still want to do something else, because I don't believe everyone needs to jump ship and be full-time entrepreneurs. I don't. However, I do believe those of us with all these degrees, we need to be having businesses and things like that on the side to expand our brilliance and embrace our brilliance, right? So make sure that, get yourself together in your mind and say, okay, what else? Like, just be open to that. 2, get your physical space together before you are fully ready. I've known that I wanted to make this transition a while, but I didn't fully get myself ready. I was like, oh, I'll do it when it happens. And then it happened just like that. And it's like, okay, now I'm like, there are a lot of things I actually need to do because I don't have a secondary location. I haven't had one in a while because with the panorama, I wasn't on my campus for like 18 months. But it was still a holding space for all of that. And it wasn't until a couple months ago that I had to go get all that stuff. And it was like, oh, yeah, I need to do this. And then the third thing I wanted to share, like what did I say? Like, be ready in your mind, be ready in your physical space, and then actually sit down with yourself and feel the emotion of what that means to really transition, right? I don't think I really sat down with that until recently. Like, I am a student of my own work. I do believe in personal development, personal growth, and not just, meditating all that, like going through some actual exercises and pulling up some things and working on a strategy to get over or go through what you're dealing with. And I had to do that not too long ago and sit with myself and like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. What does that mean? I had to detach myself from my position, degrees, and titles to say, well, who am I outside of this? I think I talked about that in one of my other videos. But yeah, those are the things I want to share with you. This was a different kind of office tour. I know it wasn't all pretty, but I just want to show you that this is real life. This is what what happens, and I hope that inspires someone to take action or to let them know that they're not alone if your physical space isn't matching what's in your head, or what's in your head isn't matching your physical space. And if you need to take some time to, it's okay to transition and to not be what people expect for you to be. So yeah, this is going to be out there in the cyber world, but hey, all good. All right. So as you know, we're in the middle of a giveaway, and I am working on like something to give you. This is a sneak peek. So how to enter the giveaway, go back to all the videos, make sure you like them, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then actually leave a comment down below. Your comment can be whether you agree with something, it can be a takeaway, or even if you disagree, you have to let me know why you disagree. And that's all you have to do. We'll be doing this all the way up until Christmas because it's 25 days of Vlogmas. Yes, I've committed. And yeah, that's all you have to do. And I would love to hear from you. This is a dialogue, so I know that I'm talking directly to you, but we have conversations and dialogues down in the comments. So I would love to chat back with you, and feel free to reach out to me. So if you liked anything what I shared, if you've been watched any of my videos, you can connect with me with the free life class going to drvernitafreegift.com, and then we'll stay connected. That way there are other ways for us to connect, but I'll make sure I stick with that. And then you can link up with me through any of my socials. I am there all over the place. So thank you so much for joining me for this very transparent tour of my office and desk. You all have motivated me to really get this together because of the vision I have in my head. I need that in my actual space, right? So thank you so much for listening and learning with me. And remember this: to be well, be empowered, be bold, and be brilliant. Until next time, bye.